And we love.
Oh, music. Oh, yeah. If I had $1 million in a vault somewhere, baby, it wouldn't matter anyway. Cause the doctor told me that I'm dying slowly. So I guess I gotta love you while I'm here, baby. Did you know you said that the sky is falling, globe is warming, my country's warring, leaders are lying, now time is running. Lord, Lord, baby, nowhere to go. I know we just met, but baby, could you love me quickly? Quickly. I want you to love me like you know the world's about to end, baby. Quickly. You said you didn't even know my name. Told me that we might as well make ours the same. What do you think, baby? No time. Niggas might as well be like years away. You just better lay into the stars before they come crashing down. Cause I heard the news. Say, sky's falling, the globe is warming, my country's warring. Leaders are lying, time is running low, nowhere to go. No, we just met, but baby, could you love me quickly? Quickly. Oh, want you to love me like you know the world's about to end, baby. Quickly. Yeah, that's right, baby. Kiss me like the world is quaking. Do it like the earth is shaking. You got it, baby. That's right, Lordy. Feel me like our time is sprinting faster. Running out on us. No, we just not so baby. Could you love me quickly? Quickly. Oh, want you to love me like you know the world's about to end. Maybe it's me, maybe I bore you. No, it's my fault, cause I can't afford you. Baby, Puffy, Jay-Z will all be better for you. All I can do is love you. Baby, when I used to love you, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. I went through the fire for you, anything you asked me to. But I'm tired of living this life. It's getting harder to justify. I realize that I just don't love you not like I used to. Yeah, maybe I should rob somebody so we could live like Whitney and Bobby. Probably my fault, my bad, my loss. But you are above cause all I can do is love you. Baby, when I used to love you, there's nothing that I wouldn't do. I went through the fire for you, anything you asked me to. But I'm tired of living this life. It's getting harder to justify. I realize that I just don't love you. Now that I used to. But do you remember when I used to? love you. Oh, baby, no, not anymore. I love you. Oh, I love you. And you're gonna miss me now. Baby, when I used to love you. Baby, we should take it slow. Well, time to go. Give me the green light. Give me just one night. I'm ready to go right now. 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 I see you move, I'm checking your smile, working your back like just going out of style. Shake just a little bit faster, shake just a little now, girl. Dying to meet you, so let's mess around. Got an obsession, so let's get down. Come just a little bit closer, I just need permission, so give me the green light, give me just one night. I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now. We could go all night. Give me the green light. I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now. I want you free green light. Well, if it's what it seems like, the way you're moving, baby, lets me know that it's gonna be right. I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now. I want you green red light. I wanna see what you dance like. But if I be your buddy, get you study, it's your head right. I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go right now. Girl, I have a girlfriend, but technically no. If you be my girlfriend, then I'll make it so. You'll be my only true lover. No competition, no other. Baby, it's just the thrill of the chase. I've got a feeling winning this race. Baby, I'm getting
What it is, people, what it is, people, what it is. Y'all know the lingo, y'all know the vibes, and if you down with the king, you already know what it is. And do me a favor, before you walk in my house, take your shoes off, dust your feet off, and remember to take some of these good vibes back over to some of these other content creators. You dig? All right. As y'all can see by the title, I know maybe y'all might be a little confused. Y'all might think that it's about something that it's not. But for those of you who are not familiar with the Generation X, we was the generation that they rid off. Like we wasn't supposed to make it to see 18. Whole generation before pretty much turned their back on us. If you really wanna talk about it. But the way they classify us now, not the way they classified us back then, but the way they classify us now is we're the middle kids of the generations, right after the baby boomers, right? And for y'all that don't know, like it's, and I'm just learning this for real, because I didn't realize it, because we don't look at it the same way. And I talked about this a little bit before, but this is going to be a little different this time. So, Generation X is the generation of people who was born from 1965 through 1980. That don't even sound like those um, that should be that way, but that's the way they have it classified. But as I said, they classify us as the middle kids, the ones who bridge that gap. Um, we wasn't supposed to make it, but we did anyway. But what we're going to be talking about today is some of the things that yeah, 1965 through 1980 is the is for Generation X. Anything before then is the baby boomers. Anything after that is the millennials, and then you go into Generation Z, and I think that's where it stops at right now, if I ain't mistaken. I don't know, but y'all can look that part up. But what we're gonna be talking about, some of what we're gonna be talking about in between taking a trip back in time, it's talking about, we all know the major things that happened during the course of those times. But we're gonna be talking about the things that shaped that generation, which also set forth for the things that came later. You know what I mean? So for what we're going to talk about is a few of the things that happened through the course of that time, not going back to 1965, of course, or going back to probably start from mid 80s on, when most people from the generation was up and active. You know what I mean? The things while we were stealing our parents, but all that's not relevant. Wouldn't even make sense to bring those things up. No, Generation Z is, I believe, 97 through now. Hold on, let me look it up real quick. Let's see. Generation Z. Before we move into this, I'll do that real quick, just to give you the information. Cause I'm not sure. I don't know. All right, age range. I'm looking up putting in the age range. All right, the newest generation to be named and were born between 1995 and 2015. They are currently between 5 and 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? So that's Generation Z. Generation Z is anybody born between 1995 and 2015. So I guess they haven't came up with what the generation after would be, but I'm guessing that it's probably be pretty obvious what it is. But we, like I said, we know some of the major events, but it's a lot of things that transpired that shaped a generation and shaped the generations after that came after. We don't look at it that way. Like the things that happened or the things that the baby boomers experienced um, had an impact on the things that was invented and happened. You know what I mean? Like, think about it like this. If I think about it like this, some of us within that time span still remember 45s or 8 tracks, component sets. You know what I mean? We was there when CDs first came out, when the Walkman was made, when the first video game console came into the home. You know what I mean? So outside of all excuse my language, all the fuck shit that transpired. We're not gonna touch too much on the fuck shit. We're just gonna concentrate on the things that help, some of the positive things. You know what I mean? I think it's good sometimes to recognize the positive. We do a lot of talking about a lot of the negative activities. Like, I'm also gonna be telling y'all about a couple of things that I found out the other day when I was doing the live that I did on Black Wall Street. That wasn't the only one. That wasn't the only one. It was plenty of other cities, plenty of other cities all around the same time. Um, doing pretty good for themselves. You know what I mean? Like, that's dope. That's dope that it was more. It's weird that we don't hear about it, but that's for another show. That's for another time. So it's where we gonna start at. Now I think this funny. But we talk a lot about um things about this generation, the music that this generation do, shit that we wouldn't allow. We say a lot of stuff when it comes to their music. Does anybody remember? I want to see if anybody in the chat remembers this. Does anybody in the chat remember a singer by the name of Christopher Williams? He played in New Jack City. He had about a good little run. It's almost like a fake Albie Shaw rip off type shit. But but Albie Shaw is not really who he ripped off. Does anybody remember the first song that he released and what that song sounded like? I'm pretty sure most people don't remember, but it was a hit. And you know why it was a hit? Because it sounded exactly like something else. And I'm gonna see if anybody can guess what it is. Mel said not sure. The name of the first single that he released was I Talk to Myself. That was the name of the first single he released was I Talk to Myself. Now wait till y'all hear what this sound like. I'm gonna see if when you hear this song, what it reminds you of. And if y'all can't think of it, I'm gonna play the song. And then my question to all of us is how the fuck we let him get away with this? How we let him get away with this being a hit when it sounds exactly like somebody else's song? We talk a lot of shit about this generation when it comes to music. And we was lacking on this one. We was lacking big time on this one. I talk to myself. I had forgot all about the song. I heard it on the radio. I was like, shit, I remember that. But that sound just like, but we let him get away with it. He built his career off that song. Now, granted, it's not to take away from the cat could sing. Like, he could sing. I think the best song that he ever had was the remake he did of the Teddy Pendergrass song. And he did a good job at the Teddy Pendergrass song. And the song he wrote for New Jack City is probably the best song he ever wrote. But that was about it for him. That was about it. It was done after that. Oh, I wish, and they even the crazy thing is the video looks just like the other person's video. Like this is the craziest shit. And I'm gonna try after we get to the actual point after we hear the song, both songs. And I want to see if y'all can recognize what this sound like. Nah, I ain't no Generation Z. I'm Generation X. I'm saying we. Here we go. We play like 20 seconds of it. All right, that was 20 seconds. Anybody know what that sound like? I can't believe we let him get away with that. I can't believe we allowed that to be a hit. Exactly, Ro. Exactly. Sounds just like it. And we let this motherfucker get away with that shit. We let him come in the door with a song that sounds exactly like My Prerogative, even with the 12 bar breakdown of the rapping and the talking. I make my own money, baby. Even down to that shit. And he's even dressed like him in the video. We really allowed that shit to happen, and we talk about these goddamn kids. That's crazy. That's crazy. Y'all gotta see this damn video though. Y'all gotta see this video. I'm gonna see if I can bring it back up. I definitely don't want to hear the goddamn song again. But it even looks like the guy. Hold on. Oh my God. I'm gonna cam up real quick. Could y'all see that? I'm turning the damn. Let me see. That shit is like really, my dude. We really let this man get away with that. We really let him get away with making My Prerogative Part 2 and calling that shit I Talk to Myself. How is that possible? Yet again, we talk a lot of shit. Like we forget the shit that we let go by. Times we gotta let these goddamn kids be who they are. I couldn't believe this. I forgot. I think most of us this shit was like an afterthought, more than likely. I forgot I don't even remember this song. Like I remember the only song that I really remember by him is the song from the New Jack City soundtrack. Like cause I was a big soundtrack head. So that was one of my favorite soundtracks. Um Above the Rim soundtrack was one of my favorite soundtracks. Ministry Society soundtrack, Boomerang soundtrack, Boomerang soundtrack. Um, it's probably one of the has the best slow um, slow music vibe out of all of them. Then on top of that, do y'all know now? Y'all can look up this story y'all selves because it's two different versions of this story, right? And I guess people can decide to believe whichever one that they choose to believe. But Christopher Williams and Albie Shaw was cool. I don't know if y'all remember when Albie Shaw caught that um, rape charge back in the 90s. He ain't the one that the girl that actually supposedly assaulted the girl. Now, one side says Albie Shaw got up to go to the restroom, went to go to the bathroom. Christopher Williams was in the room next door that connected to the room. I know most of y'all know what I'm talking about. He came in and supposedly assaulted the young lady. Christopher Williams claimed he had to go to the bathroom, which makes absolutely no sense that you would go inside Albie's showroom to go to the bathroom. But what it sounds like to me, and I know most of y'all already thinking this, but what it sounds like to me is they tried to do since back then people thought they looked alike. Now they don't look nothing alike because Christopher Williams look like he been through some shit for real, for real. But I think they was attempting to do that whole little switcheroo shit because they look so similar. and the girl noticed the difference and was like, "Nah, fuck y'all doing." You know what I mean? That's what I believe happened anyway. But the crazy thing is, newspaper wise and even court wise, Christopher Williams' name was never brought up in the case in the first place. His name never came up. Only Albie Shore name came up. What's crazy is if some shit like that would have happened now, they both would have been canceled. Would have been a wrap. I don't even remember. I don't remember that shit. I remember some of it for the Albie Shore shit, but both of their careers was damn near like dead by then. You know what I mean? Bobby has mentioned that folks have stolen. Nah, like Bobby, I've been saying like people looked at Whitney like she was crazy or drugged up when she used to say Bobby was the king of R&B. Bobby is the king of R&B. And people look at me like I'm crazy when I say that. People looked at me like I was crazy when I agree with it. Bobby Brown is one of the most influential artists of that time outside of Michael Jackson. That sound, everything that they was from the time he was with New Edition, from the time he went by himself, everything that they was doing shaped R&B going into the 90s. Wasn't no R&B singers rapping on no records, spitting no bars. Wasn't nobody doing that. He did that. R&B singers wasn't singing over so-called hip hop beats. Bobby Brown was doing that. And that's pretty much what the whole 90s era of hip hop turned into. Bobby Brown and Teddy Riley does not get enough credit for the way that they shaped R&B moving forward, and you can still see the effects of it today. And the crazy, nobody ever says that shit. Like they won't mention Bobby. You know what I mean? Most of us know. You know what I mean? It's not like most of us don't know. You know what I mean? Like you know, Santana. Like I know, and it's plenty more of us do, but it's a lot of people that just throw Bobby away because of whatever because of all the stuff that he went through. That shouldn't. Nah, gotta give credit where credit is due. Like he left a successful group. We can count on our hands outside of Michael Jackson. Name a person who left a group, a successful group, and went on to have a successful solo career. It's not that many of them. It's not that many of them at all. Diana Ross, Michael Jackson, um, light skinned Yo that was with Shalimar, and his career wasn't even that goddamn short. Wasn't that? I mean, wasn't that long? That shit was short, so you can't even really count him. But Bobby sold a lot of records. Bobby was one of the biggest. People don't even realize. If not for, can't remember what Michael Jackson album it was when Bobby's second album came out, when Don't Be Cruel came out. But if not for one of those albums, Bobby would have been number one for a long ass time. It only switched places because that shit came out in between. Bobby was that guy. He was that guy, and people forget about him. People did forget about him. But that's some shit that happens frequently. Another situation with the group guy, yet Teddy Riley again. Ern Hall had a certain sound. Ern Hall had a certain look, bald head, sung a certain way, the way he talked to the ladies, the way the lyrics was written. And then comes along a guy named R. Kelly. R. Kelly in the public announcement. And nobody ever agrees with me when I say this shit. But R. Kelly stole Aaron Hall's look, the way he sing, and I'm going to play the first song that they released. R. Kelly and Public Announcement. Y'all tell me what the shit sound like. I shouldn't even have said what it was. Y'all tell me what this shit sound like. He took that manhole and we just threw Aaron Hall away. Just got rid of him. He even tried to release a solo album. Nothing. That's not to say better songwriting has a lot to do with a lot of things. Um but I'm play this shit. I know most of y'all know what the song is. But sometimes the narrative helps understand where I'm going. I hate you too in this fucking video. All right, that's enough. All right, now we're gonna go to God. Yet again, we let this shit happen. We did this. We talk a lot of shit about the new generation, and we let this shit happen also. And nobody says nothing. And those of us that do say something, people challenge that shit all the time. And I don't even understand how can you challenge this shit. Like it's obvious as fuck. It's so obvious. So obvious. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Now, some people would say, those things happen because that's what the sound was during the course of that time, which is a very, very valid argument. Then, if we're going to use that argument to explain our fuck shit, we have to use the same argument to explain the kids' fuck shit. We have to use the same argument. Like it's not even no getting it's not no getting around it. They even when you get to the slow songs that's on that album and you listen to God's slow songs, they similar. Now what the part that helped is because them two sound so much the same. See, Christopher Williams could have never replaced Bobby Brown in a million years. Like he was struggling dancing in that video. You know, if he could have danced, maybe if he could have danced, maybe if he could have had some more mid tempo or up tempo beats and some better songwriting, maybe they could have, replaced Bobby with Dude. But that literally happened with this, and then Kels got rid of the other guys, and then it was just him. But the whole setup and concept around Kelly and the Public Announcement was God. You could almost understand it maybe if they was on the same label, maybe if they had the same producers. But this is a label going out their way to copy something that works. And I'm thinking right now, most of y'all see where I'm going with this. That's a label copying something that works. It's one of the reasons why we also had a lot of little kid, or, well, I don't want to say little kid groups, but boy bands. But we didn't just have boy bands, we also had little kid groups. Who remembers ABC? Anybody remember ABC? Aisha. I think that's how it should go. It was ABC. Well, it was the boys before ABC, and they was older than ABC was. ABC was, I don't know, in my mind they feel like they was damn near like toddlers and shit. I don't know why it feels like that in my mind. But and I'm pretty sure they wasn't. That's just the way the fuck it feel. Like, we gonna see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. Let's see if we can find it. A little trip back in time. Now, I can't blame them too much for their sound, because because Michael Bivins put that group together. They wrote and produced for that group, so of course they gonna sound like BBD. That's just what it was. But they spawned ABC spawned like a run of other little kids. Cause what was the other ones? What was the other ones? The youngsters. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Cause y'all know I ain't writing none of this shit down. This is all off the top of the head. I ain't writing none of this shit down. I think that's what the hell their names were. They was dressed like Naughty by Nature and shit, with the Carhartt suits on. Which them little kids ain't had no business having no Carhartt suits on. They trap suits. And always been trap suits. They shouldn't have had that on. I'm gonna see if I'm right about the name. I don't think so. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Man, what the fuck was their names then? Nah, I might be right. Oh yeah, nah, I'm right. I'm fucking right. I am right. I am right. I am right. I am right. Now I don't even actually think they was too bad.
Beat the weak, creep the peace with cheap sneaks and feet sweeps. I hate a cat for the freak, cause I got beef with white sheets. I'm leaving school styles alone, and plus I won't break my hump, they don't, but I'll keep the hoochie coochies jumping.
But they was the answer to, and we all know who the biggest ones was from that time frame. There's no need to even play anything for them, but that would be Crisscross. Crisscross was the bigger of the two. You had them, and I believe it was another one, because it became a whole bunch of them. But what I'm trying to show here is yet again pattern of things that we say don't happen or didn't happen. We had like it wasn't no trash. We had like it wasn't no trash. It was definitely some trash. Let me see if anybody remember this person. Anybody can guess who this next artist I'm about to play get 5 points. If you can name this artist. Hold on.
No, nigga, no. 1991, and I heard somebody done dropped a bomb. Boys, the men ABCD. Well, yo, Sam Rock, I don't think they understand yet. Great.
I had to turn it down because they say the name. All right, they was about to say that they say the name in the song, so I had to stop it right there because they say the name. Can anybody guess the name of that artist? This was trash. We like to say it wasn't no trash. We like to act like everything was good. We like to act like everything that the 80s and the 90s produced was good. No, the fuck it wasn't. I'm gonna give y'all about a good 10 more seconds before I reveal the name of the artist. And if I could have let it play, and the only reason why I couldn't let it play because they actually say his name in the damn song. Oochie coochie la la la. What the hell? Coochie coochie la la la. Like what the fuck? That was an actual song, and it was a top 10 hit. It was a top 10 hit on the hip hop and R&B charts. Not on the I don't even know if it ranked in the top 40. Well, in the top 20 in the pop charts. I think it was like 39, 40. It's definitely an MC in there, Mel. It's definitely an MC. It's a MC at the beginning of the name. Give y'all a couple more minutes. But definitely a MC in there. Nope, not MC Hammer. It was MC Brains. That is the name of that guy. Pause on the name. Like straight pause on the name. D- a man named MC Brains released a song called Uchi Coochie La 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 1991. 1991. 91. And all right, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm just going to We also let something else happen. We let a record label. I'm gonna play the song first because I know y'all gotta remember this. Y'all gotta remember this. But we let this happen. We let it happen, and there wasn't no uproar. We was okay with the excuse. We was okay with the excuse from the artist, and maybe because the artist felt like that she was okay with it. But when you look at it, what we allowed happen, and we did nothing about it. No boycott, no nothing. We didn't do nothing. It was so fucked up what they did. So fucked up what they did. And we did nothing. We didn't do shit. Let's see. We did nothing at all. See, sometimes you gotta do self-evaluation before you, because we judge a lot. Us old heads judge a lot. And see, the kids don't know what ammunition to use against us. But I'm gonna see if y'all remember these two songs and what's so fucked up about both of these songs.
Фирма Transceptor Technology приступила к производству компьютеров «Персональный спутник». Snap attack, front to back, in this thing called rap. Feeling like a double rhyme double on a heavenly level. Bang the bass, turn up the double. Flash for my day and night all the time. 714, slide for line. Maniac, radiac, win of the game. I'm the lyrical Jesse James.
Okay, I see. We know the name of the song, but what's the significance of what happened with that song? What's the significant thing that happened with that song that we allowed to happen and nothing happened? Nobody did anything. We allowed it to go, and then that was it. All right, I'll tell y'all. The lady that's singing on the song is a heavy set lady. She's a somewhat older lady. When the video came out, they had a skinny girl in there lip singing. Also, when they would go around and tour on the song, they had that same skinny girl singing, lip singing the heavyset lady, the four-figure lady's part. We allowed that to happen. Imagine if that shit happened now. Because not only was she four-figured, she was also dark-skinned. If they replaced somebody on the song right now with a light-skinned, slimmer female, people would lose their mind. Straight up lose their mind. We ain't say shit. we ain't say shit. We didn't say nothing. We didn't say nothing. And not only, and I ain't done with this song. I'm not done with this song because yet again, here comes another song that sounds similar to that song. And I'm gonna see if y'all can remember the person who's rapped, the artist that did this song. Just pretty much the same fucking song.
Don't say that, change your lyrics. Everybody's a critic. It's getting kind of hectic. My rhyme is authentic, so it shall remain. My writing exciting, never mundane. In actuality, my personality.
Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember why it was two versions of the same goddamn song? And this one Damn, I'm gonna see if I can give y'all time enough to guess the artist before I go into it. And what the name was of this one. Like this was, and again, we let this shit happen. And we brought oh Santa, yo, you on you right there, you right there, you right there, you right there. You got the rub part. You got the rub part. You right there. You right there. I might have to give you the 5 for that one. I might have to give you the 5 points for that one because you right there. Dude name was Chill Rob G. And his version of the same song that used the same beat, same vocals, same every goddamn thing, same every damn thing, was called The Power. We really let that happen. And that's not a remix. It's not a remix. It's not even a remix. It's not a remix and no shit like that. It's not a remix. We let that shit happen. We let that happen. And we're not even done with, hold on. It's also like Tory, but we ain't even, I ain't gonna go there yet. I'm gonna say that. That I shouldn't even press play. But that's yet again, I hope y'all understand what we hope y'all understand what we doing right now, right? I hope y'all understanding where we going with this. It's kind of about being self-aware. We had some trash. Hey, Miss Lisa, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you, Queen. I really, really, really do. Since somebody brought up the Millie Vanilli situation already, can somebody tell me where the city that the person is from that wrote um their first single, that shit wrote their whole album, wrote the whole album, and why I can't remember the name of the damn song? I cannot remember the name of the song. I can't remember the name of the song. Who know the name of the song? Girl, you know it's true. That's the name of the song. I know it'll come to me. But does what matter of fact, forget naming the city that the person is from. Because of course I know the name of it because dude is from Baltimore. So of course I'm gonna know the name of it. That's not fair to y'all. But what what song was it that they was performing live when people found out that they was lip singing? Was it Girl You Know It's True or was it Blaming on the Rain? This is just a 2-point question because I think this one might be kind of easy. Well, I don't remember this shit sounding like that. What the fuck is this? Oh, shit do come on like that.
You said you didn't need her. You told her goodbye.
That is trash. I don't know. I don't remember that shit sounding like that. Let me see. Girl, you know it's true. That's all right. That ain't bad. All right. So, who know what song, which one of them it was? What was it? Girl, you know it's true, or Blame It on the Rain that they was performing live, where the tape started skipping? What song was it? for 2 additional points. I don't remember Blame It on the Rain sounding like that. What the fuck? That just sound like trash. Anybody? Anybody? Give y'all 10 more seconds. What? Before we move to the next one. I don't know. They call him a one-hit wonder, but can we really call him a one-hit wonder? Because they had like 2 hits though. Because those 2 was their biggest songs. I can't remember, but Blame It on the Rain was on. And that was the song that they was performing when the Blame It on the Rain was the song that they was performing when the tape started. Well, when the track started skipping. That was the song that they was performing. Now, we ain't let them get away. We ain't let them get away with that. It's a couple of things. We didn't let them get away with that. They was pretty much done. It was a wrap for them after that. It was a wrap for them. They was done. So, but it's not even like we made a big deal out about it. We just didn't buy the shit no more. We just didn't even all right, one more. Now this is now if somebody remember this, I'm gonna get them like man, you get 20 points for this one if you remember this. If you remember this one, if I can find it. Yes, I did. And if you can remember the artist, that's gonna be hold on. Let me play. I'm gonna play the song that I'm gonna play the song that you should remember because I'm pretty sure everybody didn't go get the CD or the album or the tape. But the single, most people probably heard before. And I'm gonna play it.
Same time boss come, man. She just come down. I'm going.
I don't really wanna feel like I'm in a daze, so I smoke big pill just to deal with the ills. Life is slipping on me, trip. My skills ain't paying bills, and it's messing with me in my grip. I drink that Saint and smoke a ticket at the same time. Drop a wicked bomb on my naughty nature. I'm living down like a nigga rock a drink. I'm not that open to sleep, but I'm lost. Cause I be on some old, I'm tired of brothers trying to come up off women type thing. And if I don't react the way he won't, he might stay his little disgusting.
All right. Anybody know the artist and the name of the song? Anybody? And there's controversy behind this artist also. Now give us a little bit of props for this moving. For this one, we did. She kind of disappeared after the truth came out. So give 10 seconds. This is a damn shame. That's like the only thing that you can even. They even have about her up here. Okay. Yo, you, Santel, you was like mad close, bro. Her name is Boss. That is her name. Her name is Boss. The name of the song was Deeper. And she in the especially urban radio, she was big. She was big on urban radio. That song was nothing but the truth. Her album did well. And then news comes out that she was not ever never lived in the inner city, never was involved in no gang. She grew up in a pretty wealthy family in a pretty good neighborhood, and that was the end of her career as a rapper. And it's crazy how most people like almost remember her name or just about remember her, but don't remember the story behind what happened to her. Like, where did she go? Where did she go? Now, I don't want to do the obvious. Might as well, cause we let a lot of shit happen. We let a lot of shit happen that we shouldn't have let happen. Yeah, we shouldn't. You just about close on just about every last one of these jokers. Like dead ass. Like that's crazy. Surprised the hell out of me. I ain't really think nobody was even gonna come close on that one. No, Miss Lisa, what happened with Chris Stokes and Marcus Houston? I know for years one of them one of the other members of the other group claimed that Chris Stokes molested them um when they was younger. But Marcus Marcus Houston always stood by dude. But what happened? I'm curious now. I didn't even hear at all. But another thing that we let happen, and I know what most people gonna say when I play this. I know what most people gonna say, and I get it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We also let this happen.
Yo, VIP, let's kick it. Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby. All right, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice back.
We let that happen. We let them create a white MC Hammer. How many people remember his movie? If somebody can guess the name of this movie, you get 50 points. If you can guess the name of that movie that this dude had, you get 50 points off the bat. You guess the name of the movie this man had. Give 20 seconds as usual, and we're gonna take a slight intermission so we can find out the what's going on with Chris Stokes and somebody can guess the name of the movie. The movie was so trash. It was so trash. It was so goddamn trash. It was a fake ass. Um, it's like a fake ass. Like a fake ass Romeo and Juliet type shit. But the 20 seconds is up. The name of the movie was Cold. As soon as I was about to say it, like I said, I got this. You got us as soon as I was about to say it. You got it. You got the 50. God damn, boy, you good. Damn. Good God. I wasn't expecting nobody to get that one either. That's crazy. That's crazy. I was just about to say that shit. There you go, Miss Lisa. I was just about to say that shit. God damn it. He got that shit as soon as I was about to say that shit. Motherfucker. Damn. Damn, boy, you good. Shit. You on a goddamn road now. Hey, I'm gonna have to find something. Gotta be something. Gotta be something. I'm waiting for Miss Lisa to come up and let us know what's going on with that. MC, like I signed up with that. MC Hammer he was that guy for the labels. He was the person. He the one that ended up making it so that they realize a lot of money can be made off of the culture. Here come Miss Lisa. Realize. Hey, Queen.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right. I'm going mute and let you go ahead and let us know what's going on.
It's unfolding now. You remember you was hearing stuff that was going on about
Mm-hmm.
about the situation with him and the boys from that group and stuff. And remember when the guy, I think his name Raz B, he kept going off about it on the internet and stuff, and people was trying to say he was crazy, and they was trying to just put all kinds of, trying to flip the narrative, like something
Mm-hmm.
wrong with him or he was crazy or something. But he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. Sean had an interview with his name I think was Ricky Romance, right? Sean
Mm-hmm.
interviewed with him and he told a lot of stuff, man. I mean a lot of stuff. He went
Wow.
as far as back to the group. Remember that group they had called Immature?
Yeah.
He went as far back as that. He said that Chris Stokes started messing with them when before they hit that group, right before he hit
Oh,
that
wow.
group. This stuff is really unfolding. The people that canceled, far as I know, they supposed to had canceled Chris Stokes and the guy Marquise
Mm-hmm.
because they said he was messing with. They've been messing with boys and girls. Well, Marquise had right young girls, and,
Yeah.
and they saying that Marquise and uh, Chris Stokes is supposed to have been lovers.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff going down. It's a lot of stuff going down. Yes, on that situation. And then it's a girl named Taz. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
I don't think so.
They saying that she was messing with some girl named Janae. I think they said that's her name, Janae or something. It's a girl group. It was a girl group.
Oh, Janae with the two girls in it. They had short haircuts. They had short hairstyles. They had that song because they spell Janae with a Z. They spell it with a Z.
Yeah,
What's that
yep,
song they had? They had a I tried to damn, I can't think of the name of the song because I love that daggone song. They got one song that I really, 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 really like. It's Hey DJ. I think that's the name of the song.
right. But Something happened with them where this girl named Taz supposed to have molested one of them at a very young age.
Oh wow.
Yes, all this stuff is like unfolded. And Sean,
Wow.
I got a lot of stuff from off of Sean's channel because he was doing an interview with Ricky, what's his name? Ricky Romance or something he called himself. He did an interview with him and he really like let a lot of stuff out. And now everything is just starting to unfold little by little.
Yeah, and all that time, Rasby been speaking on this for years,
Uh-huh. They tried to act like something was wrong with him, like he was just
Yeah.
dead, like he might have been on drugs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something wrong with
Cause
him.
he definitely been speaking his truth for a long, long time, and everybody made like he was lying. It was to the point where when they did the reunion tour a little while ago, he
Right,
left the tour because he didn't want Chris. When he told them he'd do it, he said he'd do it if Chris Stokes wouldn't be there.
right, exactly.
And once he seen him, he went off and left. Like he don't want to be around dude. And I can't blame him. I want to be around that nigga neither.
That's right. And the guy even went into details. Like he said that he taught them how to jerk each other off and everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wow.
he put it all.
Wow.
He put a lot of stuff out there. Yes, he did. Yeah, it's on Sean Dave Way. I think I'm saying it right. Page. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
I didn't even I
unbelievable.
didn't even know that. I knew eventually somebody else was gonna end up saying something and letting people know, at least telling people their side and something else to happen. Because with it just being him, even though I know some people probably wanted to believe him, I believed him
I did
only because of the way that he did it the first time. And it wasn't like it benefited him from doing it. He
right.
didn't get no money. He not getting nothing from doing it. It actually hurt him more than anything. You know what I mean? It
Right.
wasn't a benefit to his career. Like he ended up, I don't know if everybody familiar, but when we didn't see him for them few years, he had moved to Japan.
Right. Because he was trying to get that shit out his head, but he couldn't. He couldn't. It,
Hmm.
it was really wearing on him, you know?
Yeah, that's damn. That's fucked up, but that shit happens so often because what ends up happening is when them as with a lot of those kids groups, the parents end up signing custody over to the manager unless the parent ends up being the manager. But what typically happens,
That's what I was
they
gonna
sign it over to a manager, and now that they move in with the manager taking care of them, the manager signing for them for things because a child star can't receive money. They split the money up or something to go into like a savings. I think they did that after that little boy sued back in the 80s or some shit. But it's some weird shit like that they do. And
say.
that's why a lot of the managers end up, I couldn't do that to my child. I would just have to be my child's manager. There's
That,
no way I'm
that's
letting my child go no goddamn way.
that's how he got his hands on Ricky Romance and uh uh Raz B. That's how he got his hands on them because their mother was on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how he got them. He got them at a
Mm.
young age. Yeah.
Wow.
So everybody.
Wow.
Yeah, he got them at a very young age. And he said that when he told his mother, he said his mother got mad with him and told him that what goes on in the family stays in the family.
Wow. Oh yeah, that's right. Because he's supposed to be that cousin or something. I know he's supposed to be Marcus Houston cousin, and the other one Omarion. But they claim, I know Omarion claimed they not really related and like actually through blood, but because he had custody of all of them, they was calling each other brothers and they called him that and all this other crap. But that's messed up. I hope they can actually convict him. But what happens in most of these cases like this, they need a new case in order to convict him or be able to charge him with the old stuff.
Well, from the sound of things, it's more people coming out, and it's like it's unfolding slowly but surely. And
Wow.
he interviews and everything. He been the guy Ricky Romance. He been doing interviews and everything. Yeah, well, you know, Ray's people, but the other guys hasn't really said anything yet, right?
Yeah.
It's like sweeping it under the trying to sweep it under the rug. But
Yeah.
I think it's going to unfold. It's going to unfold because people is paying attention now. You know, they talk about counseling him and counseling them and everything. People is really like paying attention to this. And I tell you
Wow.
the thing that I think before it's all said and done, it's going to be a whole lot of kids that's going to come out. I mean,
Yeah.
girls and young boys.
Yeah. Because, you know, Raz B said that he witnessed Chris Stokes try to touch Lil Bow Wow when Lil Bow Wow was young. They were supposed to be recording with him. Jermaine Dupri supposedly dropped him off over there, something as the way he told the story, and he tried something with Lil Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow said that's not true, that didn't happen, but he more than likely said that because that's something hard for a man to admit that that's something that happened to them. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
maybe with these other people coming out, the more people that's credible come out and say something, maybe the more other people will come out and say something, because if dude is a predator like they are saying he is, something need to be done about it, because predators don't stop. Like, they don't take breaks.
What really gets under my skin about this is that these stars, these celebrities and shit, man, they don't even want to say nothing. That's what's really messed up. Like they would rather, you know, try to cover it up than for people come out. Let me tell you, they know what's going on and they know what's been going on. But they everybody try to turn their cheek. You know what I mean? They try to
Yeah.
look the opposite way, like they don't see nothing. But that's BS. They know what be going on. I done heard this story a lot of times where they make people do certain stuff so they can get, you know, so they can get ahead of the game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the casting couch works both ways. It ain't just for women.
Right.
It worked for a lot of people. Like, it's a story, and I can't think of the actress name. Somebody else probably know who I'm talking about as I tell a story. She was a child actress. She played in a lot of the older movies, the black and white movies, and stuff like that. She had in her book, she said that when she was like 9 or 10, she didn't get the role. She said she didn't get the role in The Wizard of Oz because the producer or somebody showed her his private area and she started laughing. And that's why she didn't get the role in the movie. And we're talking about an 8 or 9 year old girl that a grown man supposedly showed his private part to him. She said when she told her mother said something. They got it's an actual interview on YouTube with her talking about it. Around the time before she died. Ashe did a live a little while ago where she talked about that stuff and she showed a portion of it on there. I wish I could think of the lady name, but she was supposed to play in The Wizard of Oz before they decided the other girl. Like they had already, she already had a contract with the company. Like a lot of people don't even know that. Like actresses and actors have contracts similar to like singers or rappers. They'll be signed to like Universal or Fox or Sony for a certain amount of times, and they'll try to develop movies or whatever for that person. And this was something that was supposed to be for her, but I guess she didn't go along with what was supposed to happen. It's just messed up to think that somebody did that to a child.
Right?
And from what her mother said, the fact that she blamed her for not getting it is crazy to me.
And he said the guy Ricky Romance say everybody is getting mad with him, but he said he's not shutting up. He said he not
Uh,
shutting up. He said made them have oral and stuff on each other. Yeah.
wow, wow,
Yeah.
that's that's crazy. They don't even. Wow. Hopefully they can do something about him and get him out of here. They can get him right out of here. And I'm glad. I'm actually glad we somewhat in a climate now where some of these things are being exposed that been going on for so many years, so many people, and I'm pretty sure that it's a lot more situations like that than
Oh
we
yeah.
know about.
Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. Yep. Because, like I said, it's just sad how they, you know, it's just crazy how they think because it's all about money. It's like that's all they think about is money. They don't think about when these young kids get into the music industry and stuff. They don't even think about nothing else. It's all about money, you
Yep.
know. And they be knowing, like I said, it's just so messed up because they be knowing what's going on, and they rather turn away and act like they don't see nothing than to say,
Until they can't get nothing else out of the artist no more.
right,
That's what
right,
I was telling somebody about, even with the Bill Cosby situation. They was never going to let anything happen to him as long as he was considered to be America's dad when he was on top. He was accused of things in the 80s, also in the 70s. They
right.
protected him throughout that time. The less power he had, the more likely it was of him being convicted. The same thing with R. Kelly. This is not nothing new. This is stuff we all knew about for a long time. None
That's
of
right.
this stuff is anything new.
That's
He
right.
being convicted now for something he should have been convicted for a long ass time ago.
That's right.
And they let it
That's
go.
right.
They let it go, and it
What?
went on for a long time.
With that situation right there, if it had been a whole bunch of white girls, he'd have been went down.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Well, even with that, as long as he was generating money for them, they probably would have let it go on for a minute because Bill Cosby, most of them, almost all of them, was white actresses, and they let that go on for a minute. NBC protected the hell out of him. The daggone the producer for the show, it's a transcript, a testimony that said, now he claimed he don't know what happened with any of these girls, but he said whenever he would ask for a particular model or a particular actress to come to the show to supposedly appear on the show, with most of them never appeared on the show, he said that was his job. He would go out and bring the girls to him. He said he couldn't verify what would happen when they would go into his trailer or into his dressing room, but that's what he did. It's like how he's not liable. You conspired
right?
to help him do whatever. Like the people that know that's around that should be charged just like with the RICO law, just like they use on drug dealers and gangsters and gangbangers. They should use the conspiracy law because if you know about a crime, if you know or participate in a crime, that's conspiracy. And the only thing they need to do to prove conspiracy is to prove that you knew about it. That's it.
That's right. I agree with you on that. I think everybody should go down. Whoever knew about it, anything about it should go down. I really did because if they start holding everybody accountable, they'll stop. You know what I mean? It'll kind of get a grip on it. If they start going on down the line of everybody that was involved and holding them accountable. But as long as this keep going on and nobody's saying nothing, it's gonna keep happening. It's gonna
Yep.
keep.
It ain't gonna stop. It's
No.
not gonna stop unless something start happening. I'm glad at least New York, one of the first states that actually changed it. So it's no longer a statute of limitation on child molestation.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah, they one of the first states that changed that.
They need to get it like that everywhere.
Yeah, it really should be like that. Even though I do understand why they originally didn't have it like that, but if you take that away and the person is still committing those acts, you can keep them away for much longer if you got all those other cases that you now can use against them. You know what I mean? So now instead of them, because they don't even treat them, and what's crazy is, and a lot of people don't know this, in most states, child molesters do not get treated as three-time losers,
Mm,
which is crazy. And they get less time
it is.
than 85% of drug dealers. That's crazy to me.
Yes, it is.
Don't even make sense. And I'm not saying one is better than the other, worse than the other. I'm not saying that. But when you look at it, when you know for certain that this person is going to commit this act again that you're letting out on the street after only 18 months.
Right. And then my thing is, they don't make them go through no type of program or nothing. They just serve the time and they get back out here and they do it all over again.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what's crazy to me. They give them a little bit of time and then they don't make them, receive no kind of treatment or anything. And then they let them back out here, knowing they're going to do it again.
Because that's what the odds saying. It happens more often than not, and then there's so many that have not been caught yet because so many people don't talk. So many people don't say what happened to them. I um I can't go into too much detail, but currently where I work at, we had a situation at work with an employee that went through a similar situation like that, and she didn't want to say anything. Like she started looking at it like, I don't want to see that person lose their job, but are you willing to come to work like this? You've been dealing with this for almost 3 years. You want to, and it's getting worse as time go on because the person getting away with the shit. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right.
And now, since you telling somebody of some authority, you mentioning it to somebody of some authority, something has to be done at this point.
Right.
It's not no other option. And I'm glad that the company proceeded the way that they decided to proceed, and they did a very good job of investigating and moving really swiftly on letting that person go,
Oh, okay.
and also moving into criminal charges.
Right. Well, that's good because most of the time they drag their feet about it. And,
Yeah.
and at the end result be don't nothing really happen.
Yep. And that's the biggest issue. And then what a lot of people don't realize is that once you leave the place, like if male or female is going through something at the workplace and they leave and then they report it, 9 times out of 10, nothing is going to happen to that person. And your odds of winning the lawsuit dwindles down to about 20%
Right.
of you actually being able to win. But if you able to, this is the messed up thing, because they pretty much saying if you able to stay there and endure the abuse, your odds of winning the lawsuit is 98%.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So putting up with that and putting up with whatever is going on with that person, because 9 times out of 10, once you there and you report it and they haven't done nothing, and now you have moved to proceedings to um, file a lawsuit, they can't move the person at that point because they should have did something in the first place. You know what I mean? So if they end up moving the person or letting the person go after you done filed it already, they position still gotta be to try to protect the person, which is crazy.
Yes, it is.
Hopefully they can that more truth come out about the situation with Chris Stokes, because I always figured something was wrong there.
And it's a book coming out. Uh, the guy is writing a book. Like he is really going into detail in the book, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know when he's going to come out with it, but yeah, he's writing a tell-all book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said a lot of stuff went on though. He said he had them doing all kinds of things. And he said at the time that it started, he didn't really understand what was going on, you know, because they were so young.
Mm.
And he said he didn't really understand what was what was actually going on. But he said, as he got older and he started realizing that, he found out that everything that had happened was wrong. And so now, Raz B came out. Now he's coming out. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So I don't know what's going to happen, and then what's the other guy? The guy just said Marquise.
Yeah.
They something going on with him too about some young girls that he had been messing with some at a very young age. Yeah.
Mm. I don't know. Hopefully they can absolutely get enough people and enough evidence to do something about that situation. It's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to be painful for a lot of people.
Right. Because
For a lot of people.
not speaking up about it. Like the other guys in the group, like Omarion Fit, what's his name, Fizz.
Yeah.
They haven't really said anything about it yet.
And they probably not. They probably not going to say. They probably not going to say nothing now. It's a reason. I believe it's a reason why they haven't said. Why most of the members of both of them groups haven't said nothing all this time, and why they constantly keep defending Chris Stokes. I think it's something. It's something with that. It's something behind that, and the fact that they still, for the most part, outside of Omarion, most of them are still around Chris Stokes.
Right.
He
And
still take care of their situations when they go tour. He still manages a few of them and all that. Like,
I was going to tell you something else, and I forgot. It slipped my mind that quick. Um, Dang, it'll come back to me. That's all right. I was going to say something else, and it slipped my mind. It's just, I don't know. I hope that, I do hope that it get worked out. I hope that everybody start to come forward, because I truly believe all of them was tampered with. Oh, that's what I was going to say. He came on and wrote a thing, I think on Instagram, where he was trying to, how a person know they did something wrong, but they come and they talk about it like they took care of you. I done took care of them, and now they want to bite the hand that feed them.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. That's what he was on his had wrote on, I think, Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah, I took care of them, and now they want to bite the hand that fed them. I was like, what?
Wow. He would have been better off not even saying anything at all. He should have talked to his publicist or lawyer or somebody before he even said anything at all. Because if you're not going to address something and just completely try to defend yourself,
Right.
it's no point in saying anything. Like, I don't understand that. If somebody is accusing me of something that I didn't do and they are attaching my name to something like that, there's certain things that your name can't be attached to.
Right.
That's not going to be my response. My response ain't going to have nothing to do with anything like that. My first response is, I ain't do that. And me and you going to have a problem because I'm coming to see you. Like you're gonna have to say in front of me that this is what I did. You're gonna have to say this to me. You have to say this in my face.
Right.
In front of everybody. I don't give a damn if it's cameras here, who here. You're gonna have to say it to me. I want you to tell that lie in my face. If that's what you're saying, I'm not sitting down writing nothing like that, saying nothing like that. Nah, because that's out the window. Because at that point, that comes across like you saying they owe you something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I don't know why I always believed it. When that guy first came out about that, I believed him.
I did too. I did too.
And look, they got pictures where they was in the bed with rules on them. And like the looks on these kids' faces was like, like they was lost, like they was very uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just didn't look they didn't look like they was having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looks on their face was like it was crazy. They just looked lost,
Probably was confused about what
Exactly.
probably was confused about what was going on and
Right.
wasn't sure about what was going on. Like that's like crazy. It's a video floating around on social media. The North Carolina Police Department released a statement saying anybody that's in possession or have seen this video and they can find they are investigating it because it's a video that two adults took of two little boys giving each other fellatio. And this video been floating around. I believe the news said since June 2nd.
What?
So kids and adults been sharing this video, which I don't know for the life of me why somebody would want to look at this.
Right. And why would they want to share it?
Yeah. And that's the point that the police was making when he was the statement that the police was making is the fact he was almost saying they could almost understand why little kids are doing it. What they was having a hard time understanding is that most of the people that's passing this video around are adults, and the fact that it was filmed by a adult, and they going to try to make an example out of everybody that's involved in whatever this is with this video that's going around. They're going to try to make an example out of it. And what we probably going to see is for the first time that I know of people being charged with being in the possession of child pornography from use of a cell phone.
Right.
Because it's no such like it's no other way. It's only two ways to obtain child pornography, and this is what the police know, and this is what the FBI know. It's no website on the regular internet that has anything on it with kids in it because it's illegal. But if you got the dark web, it is, or to do it yourself. So they doing this. They using this. They're gonna use. I believe that they're gonna use this to make an example out of it, and they should, because every adult that was involved in sharing it, every adult that was involved in filming it, something need to happen to them.
That's right. That's right. I agree with you. That's the sick stuff.
Wish somebody would have sent me something like that. You'd be me. I wouldn't care if it was a family member, a friend I've been knowing for 20 years. You can't have access to me no more because why you have it? To send it to me. Why would you think I would want to see that?
Exactly.
I know what the hell be wrong with people.
Did you hear about the killing that happened here? With they killed a girl and her baby in a car. She was 8 months pregnant, and the little girl was, I think, 3.
Yeah, I read a little bit about it. It came up on my phone on the little news app thing from WJZ. I didn't get a chance to read the whole thing though, but I did see it when I was on my lunch break. I just didn't read the whole thing.
Mm, mm,
Did
mm.
it
Okay.
say how old the girl was?
No, it didn't say how old she was. It just said she was 8 months pregnant, and her daughter
Oh
was,
wow.
and they shot and killed both of them.
Mm.
And say the lady seen the car sitting there, and she say when she came back and looked, it was still sitting there, you know. And they say she went out. She said she went out and knocked on the window, knocked on the car, and they didn't respond. It wasn't no, they wasn't moving or anything. She said at that time she didn't know it was a baby in the back. You know, she said she was just tapping the window trying to get the lady response, right? And
Yeah.
when the police and stuff came, they found the little girl was in the back dead. And the way they were saying it was like who she must have knew whoever it was, the windows and whatnot wasn't busted out. And whoever it was, they must have just got in there and shot her and that baby and just rolled out.
Mm.
Yeah, because the windows are knocked and nobody had busted the windows out or anything. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I swear. I was saying the other day, a lot of the until we can fix the way that we interact and fix each other and do something for the mindset for some of the people in our community, 'cause you're not going to be able to save everybody, and everybody not going to be able to go. Um, but we're
So
going to have to at least um, something going to have to change in order for people to start looking at us differently if we don't even see ourselves different.
exactly. I totally agree with you too.
We need a little bit more unity or something. It's like as time then went on, with most of the accomplishments we have made over the few years, with all those accomplishments and with everything else, also have a whole bunch of separation.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like families don't live near each other no more.
right.
Like it's a difference than it was 25, 30 years ago. So
Oh,
with some of the good things that have transpired over the last 30 years, the downfall of that is um the separation of family, and it's seeming like family and even friendship is not as important because people don't really have to leave their homes for too much or nothing if they don't choose to.
right.
You can meet somebody. It's people that meet people online and date them online for years, move to the city that they from, and that's where they live. Never left the house to go meet them, nothing. Just dated them online. I don't know how you do that, but they dated them online.
Right.
You can make money from your home now. You don't have to actually get up to go out to physically go to a job. It's a lot of things that create separation, and then we got this social distancing shit going on. The
Right.
fear is how long this shit gonna be like this, and are we gonna get used to it being? Are we gonna get used to this shit? That
Yeah.
even when this shit over with, we still the same way. You know what I mean? Because we tend to adapt to shit.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I was on your channel one time, and you was stating that poverty plays a part in the violence and stuff, and I
Hmm.
understood that, but it just seemed like something else going on too. I know poverty is part of it, but you know what I'm saying? It seemed like it's something else going on. I just don't understand. Like the people that's okay, and I'm not saying everybody, but I just wonder why the people that, why we have such a hard time connecting, you know? Like, I understand poverty, but it seems like it's something else going on.
Yeah, I think most of that is not poverty leads to certain types of decisions. Us being disconnected from each other has more to do with technology than it do with anything else. We come from a time where, you know, a house phone was a house phone. Most people, everybody didn't have a cell phone. People had pages.
Right.
You wasn't as accessible to people without being in a face. More
Right.
conversations happened in person than it
Right.
happened over the phone. It's
Right.
the opposite now. You could be out somewhere eating and see everybody sitting at the table on their cell phone.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody talking to each other. People taking pictures of their food. So imagine you had, when we had the Polaroid cameras, if every time we ate something, we took a picture of it and the photo album was filled up with food.
Right. Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
True
Like
though.
it's so much there that makes us feel connected when you really can't be connected to somebody when you haven't been around them to feel their vibe or get a feel for what they saying. So many arguments happen by mistake through text messaging
Right. Right. Yeah, that's true. They even break
because
text
the way
messages.
somebody interprets something, you might not even have meant it the way that the person took it.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm lost with that because I be like, well, before all this went on, the pandemic and everything, when I would go out, I would see people on the phone, taking pictures of their food or doing live videos while they sitting
Hmm
with somebody. And I just never understood that. I'm like, okay, she's sitting there with our guy. Why is she on the video? I mean, you know what I mean?
Just
What is
want
going on
everybody
with
to just like the show me. Everybody got a show. Everybody does content. They don't even realize it, but every single person does content. They post something, whether it be it could be a family picture. It could be about a day at work. It could be what they had for dinner. It could be whatever it is, but they doing some form of content for the people who on their friend list or their followers or whatever you want to call it for whatever particular site that they're using at that particular time. Everybody is doing content. And I have a theory. Me and my youngest daughter was having this conversation. And she had told me J. Cole has said something similar. That 30 to 40 years from now, it's not going to be a such thing as a celebrity.
right? I can believe that.
It's just not. If we was to look over time, if we was to look over time, like this generation coming up now, don't know the experience of having a mega star. It's no
Right.
mega star now. Your Michael Jacksons and your Prince and Madonnas and Janets and those people like that. Um, that time period was where they was at because of how unaccessible they was.
Right.
So whenever they came around, it was a big event. Whenever a video dropped, it was a big event. Whenever the album came out, it was a big event. Not so much anymore because the artists are really available. People follow them on their social media shits.
Right.
People are able to engage with them. Regular people can become famous
Right.
from the privacy of their own home. So everybody has an opportunity to have a form of notoriety outside of where they live at.
Right.
It doesn't matter if it's only 10 people. If they don't live in your city, that's 9 people outside of whatever state you live in that know who you are. That if they seen you walking down the street where they live at, their reaction would be a little bit different because it's like, damn, I'm seeing you in person.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why I believe that 30, 40, and it could be a little bit long, could be 50 years from now, that is not going to be celebrity as we know celebrity to be.
Right.
because
Because
even
I look
now
at
these
some,
kids don't know celebrity. They don't look at it the way that we looked at it then. They don't look at these people the same way that we
right,
looked at some of the entertainers when we was coming up.
exactly. That's true. Because I was just going to say the YouTubes, I be looking at some of the YouTubes, and people actually look at some of these YouTubers like they are celebrities.
Yeah, and that's because technically they are. Um, what they perceived, what the masses perceived, anybody that has over 500,000 anything, 500,000 anything is pretty much considered a celebrity to them. Like to the point that record labels and production companies and movie companies are signing people, putting people in movies
Yep,
that based off of their following on whatever social media site that they're on.
right.
Because that's what they're considering those people at. You are an influencer. You can reach that many people. You can reach 500,000 people. You have kids on YouTube that have 3 million 3 million subscribers, 4 million subscribers, 5 million subscribers.
Yep,
That's a lot of goddamn subscribers.
yep,
Advertisement come out the window for them. Like some of these people are millionaires based off of this because of their following. They're making a pretty good living off of this. Now, this people gotta realize this not gonna be around. This not gonna be around forever. They're not gonna let people control like right now people who are creative are in control. They're not gonna allow that to be like that but for so much longer. They're gonna find a way to control it better because they can't really control it now. You don't really, with the creation of places like YouTube and Caffeine and Instagram and Facebook, because all these places pay, all of them pay. Twitter, with the creation of each one of these places, content creators get to be able to create their own content the way that they want it for the audience that they want. And even if you're not monetized, be able to have the people who watch you support you. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But they gonna find a way. It ain't gonna stay like this forever. They're gonna find a way to make sure that they have a little bit more control over um the people who is on and using those particular sites to create content for them.
Right. Yep. Mm.
See, I'm
I
trying
tell you, it's
to.
always something.
I see the interview up here now with dude. I'm gonna watch it when I get off of here. But I didn't even know about it. I wish I'd have caught it before I got up here. I'm gonna watch it when I get off though. Just like he been talking about this for a while. He got a couple videos on this.
Yeah. And they supposed to be mad they supposed to be mad with him. But he said he don't care about that. He going with it.
And that he should.
Yep.
Um Hopefully he hold the stick with it. He got a way of um gradually letting things go away. And when there's so much going on, when something like this happen, all it takes is something else to happen and draw everybody attention, and everybody then forgot again about this. He got to stick to this task regardless of whether or not everybody is paying attention or not.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Because that part is important. He got to just keep going and
And
see
Sean,
the whole thing out.
he been doing videos and talking about on his channel a lot. Yeah. Because I think he got two or three videos up there.
Yeah, it look like it's three of them. I think this one I got up here now, it looked like he um in a car or something. And then it's another one with him on Instagram.
And Look at the one on YouTube. That's the one where he did the interview with one of the guys on YouTube.
Yeah, that's where he's at on YouTube. It's
Okay.
just he got somebody recorded, somebody screen recorded him on Instagram and put it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was saying he was asking Monique about it, right? And she seen it and said somebody was trying to get my attention about something stupid, but I'm not even gonna address it. That's what she
Hmm.
said.
I don't too much for her anyway. Um, People like, and a lot of, when I did a video about that, a lot of people got mad about what I said, but my thing wasn't about not supporting her. It's just that when she never once spoke out against anything. The Freddie Gray shit happened. She's from Baltimore. She didn't say nothing. She didn't come to Baltimore. She didn't do nothing about it. And
Right,
now because Netflix don't give you some money, we supposed to boycott.
right.
Where was you when all this was going on?
Okay.
But because somebody didn't give you some money, because somebody didn't pay you, and they offered you more money than what they should have, in my personal opinion,
Right.
based off of what Netflix does. They looking at it like, if we give you this money, are you going to bring us new subscribers? She don't even have 1 million followers on any social media site. So why would they give her that much money?
Right.
They gave her what they thought. I think they was a little bit too generous with the 500,000 that they offered. Should have been less than that.
Right.
But it did anyway. But that was my
That's
problem with her.
another
I
one of
just
them
don't
cases.
I don't rock with her. I think that's more her husband than probably her though.
Oh, okay.
That's what
But
I
she
believe
don't. I
anyway.
don't never hear her about black people issues. You know, I don't never hear her say nothing.
She don't. She ain't start being concerned with it until, or fighting that fight unless it has something to do with her career.
Yeah.
Then she used the race card, which is hard to do. That's why her lawsuit with Netflix is not going to go anywhere. Because what most people don't know, Shonda Rhimes, 2 years before the situation with Monique, Netflix hired Shonda Rhimes and made her the highest paid um, writer for any network. Period. They gave her some crazy number like 100 and something million for a span of 10 years to
Right.
create shows for them. So you can't call them racist. She's black and
Right.
she's heavy set. So what we talking about? You can't really call them that when they just made a woman, and a black woman at that. They gave her that much money to create content. And for those that don't know who she is, that's the lady that wrote for Grey's Anatomy and the show with the president and I can't think of the name of it, but it's the show with the president dude was sleeping with the girl that would help them fix shit that would be fucked up. I don't know why I can't think of the name of that damn show.
Scandal. Is it
Yeah,
scandal?
Scandal. That show. She wrote for that show. And they stole her away from that network, and she been with Netflix since 2017. Into 2016, 2017 is when they hired her.
Wow. I think she just looking for a come up for real, because she ain't really been doing nothing.
Well, she had one if they would have did it right. If I was her husband when the whole thing with Netflix happened, she should have went on and invested in herself. She should have went on, paid for her own comedy special, did her own comedy special, paid for it out of her pocket, and then shopped it around the streaming services.
Right.
Those specials that Dave Chappelle do for Netflix, he filmed them himself. He sold them to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? He already had them. They ain't had nothing to do with that. Them first three specials was his. Who is it? All right, hold on. Hey, Stank. Yeah. Alright.
Uh, I tell you, it's always something going on.
It sure is. That it is. That it is. But hopefully they can do something about it. And hopefully the
Exactly.
more I'm gonna keep my ear to it and see what happened with that situation. I just hope out of all that something it actually lead to some sort of conviction
Right, right. I
or
just
something happening
and
or
I
just not
hope
them
they,
bashing them boys and all that.
right. I hope the other ones speak up. That would help too if they would exactly speak out about it. That would help
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
'Cause that's
Hopefully.
already. That's two speaking up.
Yeah.
I hope they
Yeah.
do.
Me too. Something happened out of that. I hope they more come out, even if it's in a way, even if it's um going to the court and not it being on any social media, anything like that, or any radio. That if these other guys need them to testify or even a transcript or something to the court, that would be good. Even if they don't come out and say nothing to the media,
Right,
I'll be fine with that. Just to hear that they showed up at court and actually told their truth
right,
to somebody that can actually do something about it.
exactly. But sometimes people don't want to come out publicly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I do. I hope they. I hope it worked out with so. You know, they can come together and get justice for real.
yeah. Hopefully they can. I hope so. Something got to come out of it,
Yes.
and it don't just go away like it did when the other one came out and said something.
Hmm.
Hopefully they can keep it going. I guess as things go on, as these people grow and they start having their own kids, maybe you'll start hearing more tell a story. And I think if um one of the bigger ones says something, it will catch a bigger wave. If Omarion says something, it
Right.
would be a little different. As long as he continues to avoid it whenever he's asked about it, and he plays it like whatever that person experience was their experience, then I don't think most people still gonna believe it. And let if one of them say something, then I think people will start taking it a little bit more seriously.
Right. Right. That's crazy. I mean, them being so young and something like that happening to them. I can only imagine. He said they made them take showers together and stuff. That's just, that's, and they was little boys, like little,
Mm,
you know.
yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I see this one picture they got up there. I don't know who. Yeah, they look like they don't even want to be there.
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah, it definitely look like they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? What? No. I ain't that many in there. It's 10:31. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I gotta work tomorrow. Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow at 11. Not going no. I'm not going no breakfast. Cause I'm not going to breakfast tomorrow. All right, that's fine, but I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, no.
Not going anywhere.
Let's do something. Let's try it. Yeah.
I'm going anywhere.
Oh, happy Father's Day to all the fathers. I know it's not till tomorrow, but I'm saying it now in case I don't see y'all tomorrow. Happy,
Nah, I gotta. Thank you. I'll be at work though, but be what it is. I look at it like I do it every day. That one day ain't. It is what it is.
right.
I do it every single day. All right, I'm ready to get off of here. Thank you, Miss Lisa, for popping up on here.
Oh,
Appreciate the breaking news that I wasn't aware of. You said
yeah.
smart.
If I
You
remember
just
I'm gonna
picked that
tag.
up.
I keep forgetting you can tag people and stuff.
I think you can if it's a video upload or something you can, or you can just let's see, what's that? You don't even know what it is. Uh,
You never know. You know what I was giving you?
mm,
Like that I didn't think I liked. I
yeah,
thought it was good.
yeah,
Is Wi-Fi. Look at that.
okay.
Look
But
at
you don't like it, so what's the point now that you know what it is? You don't like it. It's not gonna change what it is.
that. I like it.
You trying to say it's the way you said it, like dramatically it's gonna be different because you know what it is now. So full of shit. They ain't gonna save nothing.
I am. I still got my jar left. Still got my whole jar left. Not my whole jar. I didn't even get a chance to smoke it out. James, when I was sleeping.
No, you brought it on yourself.
But let me get one of his Dutchins.
Why you just ain't go get one?
Hmm?
Why you just ain't go get one?
I'm gonna go get one.
Could have tried.
Oh, guess what?
What?
Guess how we got here.
I don't know what.
My baby died.
Oh, that's good.
Bought
You
my
got
baby
the
that.
tags on there?
Tags on there, speakers in there, all
Yeah, that's good.
let's get my baby
At least
done.
it ain't take long for the tags to get there.
Yeah. I didn't even wasn't even expecting it. I honestly didn't expect it. I was gonna go out there with my car. My mom went to the mailbox. As soon as she beat that horn, I did. When I tell you, I sprinted. I never sprinted in my life.
I bet you did. I bet you did.
Ash,
Just glad you got it
even
and
when
save
mom,
you
even
some
when
money.
mom said she had the tag, I took off, took smooth off.
Save you money from having to pay somebody for a ride.
For real.
Man, you just gotta.
Hey, guess how? $15 put my ticket 3/4.
Well,
That's good as crap.
there you go. As long as you know how to reserve your gas, don't be doing a whole bunch of unnecessary crap. Or that.
I'm not doing that. And it's still gonna come over here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thanks for
Yeah,
it. I appreciate it as
Watch
always.
you want to sit in the car.
no problem. Thank you for coming up.
No problem. Good
Appreciate it.
call.
All right. All right, people. It goes get y'all 2 hours. My kids and got here. Time for me to go do what I do. Get out of here. We're gonna continue this probably every Saturday, but I might do another one tomorrow just because I cut this one short. But I'm gonna probably cut this up into two parts for the people that want to watch it again. But appreciate everybody that came by. Thank y'all. See y'all tomorrow, hopefully, and happy Father's Day to everybody, to all the brothers in the chat. There ain't that many of y'all, but there's a few of y'all. All right, peace.